Jai Hind, everyone. A huge strategic shift is about to take place in the Middle East. But the shift that is about to take place in Middle East will affect or influence the global defense politics, the global art of diplomacy and the global geopolitics. Now, the UAE government and the Indian government are in the starting level of discussions for the UAE interested in buying the BrahMos missile system and the Akashteer defense system from the India. Now the question comes, UAE that was typically a marketplace for the US and French weapons, why UAE is shifting its priorities towards India? Is it something that UAE now believes more in Indian weapons? Or is it something that UAE now wants to get itself distanced from the US? A country that effectively had large support from the US is now planning to buy the air defense weapons, primarily the entire security ecosystem. So they are looking for the strike capabilities as well as the defense capabilities from India. Now, this is something which is surprising. UAE that had suffered close to 3,000 attacks during the Middle East war, the time wherein they had to close their Dubai airport and they had made billions in losses. Now, why is the UAE looking towards India? India and UAE are in an early stage negotiations with the UAE to sell the BrahMos Supersonic Cruise Missile and the Akashteer Air Defence System. Now, if this deal is materialized, UAE will become the fourth foreign country to acquire BrahMos. The first three countries are Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia. Now, if this materializes or if something like this happens, then this is not just another defense deal. It represents UAE's fast strategic pivot in the decades. It is driven by the real-time battlefield experiences, and now we'll understand that what these systems actually are. Okay. So even though the Operation Sindoor had proved the capabilities of BrahMos, but we had never ever anticipated that the allies of US and the allies that empathized with Pakistan few years back will now buy weapons that were used to break down the entire Pakistan. Now, when we move ahead, let us have a look over these systems. Okay. Now, even though both the governments have not officially confirmed the talks, but the reports signal that this fundamental strategic shift is about to take place. Now, when we have an overview of the system, the BrahMos cruise missile system has been jointly developed by India and Russia. Okay. Now, in order to materialize this deal, UAE will have to, the government of India will have to take permission from Russia as well. But it is anticipated that Russia will accept this because Abu Dhabi and Moscow, they have very good relations. Okay. Moving ahead, it is the world's fastest operational supersonic cruise missile. Can be launched from multiple platforms. It can be launched from land, sea, as well as the air. Okay. The high precision rate, extremely low reaction time for the enemy, and 9 times the kinetic energy of the subsonic missiles. Moreover, this missile is also cost effective. Now, how do we say cost effective? This is priced at around rupees 25 to 35 crores per unit, which is cheaper than the Western equivalents like the Tomahawks. Okay. Now, when we have a look at the Akash Air Defense System, now, this is an indigenous automated command and control system which is developed by the Bharat Electronics Limited and the Indian Army. Can be integrated with radars, sensors, and multiple air defense weapons for real-time detection and interceptions. Okay, and this system is excellent for countering drones, missiles, and the aircraft simultaneously. Now, this is something that has attracted UAE towards this system. Okay, now UAE that was being provided security by the US. Okay, UAE that was buying weapons only from the US and the French is now interested because these capabilities of Indian weapons have been proven in the war times. Okay. Moreover, it provides a fully automated battlefield architecture, that is the brain that connects all the air defense assets. So it is primarily connected to the centralized system network of IACCS nodes. Now it complements the existing THAAD and the Patriot system by enhancing their coordination and response time. Now, one thing that entire world has accepted, that these systems that had been built by their original manufacturers had not proved so beneficial for them, okay, but they were very much beneficial for India because India had integrated those systems with their indigenous improvisations which were carried out, and thus India was able to maintain a foolproof rate of those weapons. Now, BrahMos gives UAE an unmatched offensive speed. On the same side, Akashteer gives them an integrated defense brain. So together, they have the strike and the defense capabilities to solve the UAE's biggest headache, that is how to stop the swarm of incoming drones as well as the missiles, okay, that they had also previously experienced. Now, moving ahead, why UAE wants these systems? Okay, first and foremost, their experiences after the Middle East conflict. Okay, now between February and June, okay, the Gulf states had faced around 7,000 attacks from Iran, comprising 1,700 plus missiles and 5,300 plus drones. Now, UAE took the hardest hit with over 2,800 strikes. The Dubai International Airport was the world's busiest airport, was forced to shut down passenger flights for 3 days. Okay. And this essentially had costed them 1 million for every minute. Okay. So the airport is shut and it leads to billions of losses in infrastructure and tourism. Okay. Second, the UAE sends around 50 to 55% of its energy exports through the Strait of Hormuz, okay, which is a key strategic choke point, and it is now vulnerable to cruise missiles as well as the drone swarms. Okay. Moreover, the biggest issue is around the diversification of suppliers. UAE, that traditionally relies on the US and France, now wants to have strategic autonomy. UAE wants to reduce their dependence upon a single source, and Indian systems offer them performance without any sort of conflict with their Western allies. Okay, because India, US, India, France already are maintaining trade relations. Okay, now UAE had learned the lesson in the hardest possible way. The scale of attacks was staggering over UAE, and when their busiest airport was shut down for 3 days, it is no longer a theoretical security problem. It was then a fight of survival for entire UAE. Okay, so this is the real trigger why they want to restrict or diminish their dependence from single source defense equipment manufacturers. Okay. Now, the key advantages of these Indian systems. First is the speed. Okay, the supersonic speed of the BrahMos, 9x kinetic energy compared to the subsonic missiles, combat proven. Okay, so that has been combat proven, and the precision capabilities are also proven nicely. Next, versatility and the cost effectiveness. Okay, now when we have a look over the Akashteer system, it enhances the coordination. Now, the best part is that it can be integrated with the pre-existing systems that are being used by UAE. It provides real-time battlefield awareness. It enables faster responses by automating the detection to interception, and designed specifically to handle the low-flying, slow-moving drones, which are new age threat. Now, these are entirely indigenously developed and will ensure an uninterrupted supply. Okay, so the dependence of UAE on the Western weapons as well as the logistic support on the Strait of Hormuz, a single problem can be solved by these deals. Okay, so UAE is not just buying missiles, they are buying a complete combat proven ecosystem of defense weapons. Okay, BrahMos has been battle tested in Operation Sindoor, and Akashteer is designed specifically for the kind of drone warfare that the world is seeing today. Okay, now how it would be a boost to Indo-UAE relations. Okay, now when we talk about the bilateral relations, Indo-UAE ties are deepening across energy, investment, defense, and previously trade also. Now this is a strategic pivot of relationship for them. India's defense export surge. So as rightly said by the Prime Minister while previously commissioning the 3 warships, that India now wants to be a defense equipment exporter rather than an importer. So India will be inching towards its dream of attaining self-reliance or Atmanirbharta. Okay. Moreover, the BrahMos customer base is gradually increasing. Okay. Philippines was the first foreign buyer, followed by Vietnam, Indonesia, and now countries like Thailand, South Africa, Brazil, Chile have also expressed their interest in buying this. Okay, Russia's likely approval, so it can be assumed. Okay, because the Moscow, the Russia already has got good relations with Abu Dhabi, and clearance is expected to be very smooth. Now this will be a geopolitical shift. Okay, if this deal is signed, okay, then it will prove India as a major global defense exporter, and India will be able to position itself as a reliable partner for the complete set of Gulf nations. Okay, so we can just have a look that from around $7 million to $4 billion in a decade. Okay, so India's defense export story is now phenomenal, and by UAE choosing India, it makes the statement very clear that they want a reliable, proven, and politically neutral military hardware. Okay, so this is something that the entire country should be proud of, and the entire country should look forward towards this deal. Okay, moreover, one more thing, when we have to look over this entire deal, okay, it is not just about buying the missiles or the defense system. It is about UAE very clearly saying or very clearly giving a message to the entire world that we now trust India's technology to protect our skies, which in turn will protect their economy. So this is the trust, and in the current global scenario, this trust that has been showcased by UAE is priceless. Okay, so this is something which will shift the scenarios of the diplomacy globally, and will also be considered as a huge strategic pivot by the UAE. Okay, so please do let me know in the comment section, how do you see this deal coming? Okay, along with this, if you are preparing for the UPSC examination 27, 28 or 29, then our next batch, our next GS Foundation batch is starting on 27th of June. Okay, complete English batches are now being offered during the morning time, and the batches are economically placed and are based upon our smart model of preparation with structured classes, mentorship, complete handholding, assessment, revision, and test. You may use the code SRM Live to avail maximum discount for our GS Foundation batches and all UPSC StudyIQ IAS courses. Okay, so do let me know, how do you feel about this deal? Okay, and if you have liked this session, please do share it amongst your friends, and do let me know in the comment section if you want something else, some other important topic to be discussed in this precise manner. So this was all from my side today. We'll see you all in the next session. Jai Hind.